In this video, we're going to talk about Gunslinger Spawn's execution. His dark past is revealed. Alrighty then, this is a comic book review of Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger, issue number 7, brought to you by RatedComics. Let's get to it. So previously in the Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger has been taken captive by a mysterious woman, and now he's getting prepared for his own execution. So we go back into the past of young Tobias before he was the Gunslinger Spawn. He emerged from the tent where he had spared the life of a young Indian maiden. Yet his heart was heavy with sorrow, for he had coldly dispatched her brother and her father before her very eyes. The horror he now faced would haunt him eternally, though not for reasons one might readily surmise. So he gets told by the general to tell, Tobias, be a dutiful soldier and set ablaze that remaining dwelling. Here you are, hands in the torch. And Tobias is hesitant, and he's like, what are you tearing for? Are you sheltering someone within? And Tobias tells him, yes, a child, sir. She poses no threat. I have dispatched all others inside. And he gets pissed because in the previous issue, we get reminded that these savages have slaughtered my men. They took the life of your comrade. None shall be spared for their transgressions. Take this and complete the mofo task, alright? Leave any alive, and they will be driven by vengeance. If you do not see this through, you will spend your days glancing over your shoulder. Proceed, I shall remain here until the deed is done. As Tobias enters the tent, he's like, I'm not a soldier. Not with that attitude you aren't. Get in there and avenge Corporal Dixon, alright? Spare no mercy. He gets in, pretends to shoot them in the ground. He obviously notices that the girls escape, and he sets the thing ablaze, alright? Now we see young Tobias just looking in the distance like he wasn't feeling this right there at that moment. But now we see Gunslinger Spawn, who was Tobias but is now Gunslinger Spawn, tells the girl, I remember who you are and the deeds of that fateful day. I wish for you to know that I am truly remorseful. And she's like, I am not. She shoots away, ending off exactly where we left off in the previous issue. But we get this hand that stops the bullet right there before it makes its impact on the Gunslinger Spawn. And this voice is like, ugh. This is exhausting. I have to keep saving this pathetic ass until he's ready. When? 2 years? 22? He's obviously talking to someone higher authority than him. Patience is our ally, Ghost. That's the name of this dude. And he's like, yeah, I'm well over my duties and strive to advance his training as you know. But you notice how each panel, the girl and Gunslinger have the same frame. It's like time has stopped, and whoever this happened or whoever this character is, if he operates outside the elements of time, this brother is powerful right there. So this voice higher than him was like, why doubts you trouble me? So Ghost is like, the vision I bestowed upon this woman led her to him in dreams, yet she proved too formidable for him. Adversity shall forge his strength, and his power shall burgeon. Her manipulated dreams were a prudent decision on my part. Whoever this voice is, whatever. And this guy, obviously, he's transforming into different characters from the past, indicating that this guy is the same guy in previous issues, leading Gunslinger Spawn on a trail of adversity and also strengthening his skills. And this guy is like, yeah, you might be leading on that path, but that bullet should have ended his life. Without my intervention, he would have perished. With your act, you dispatch an assassin to complete her task. Thy point. And then now he's like, well, perhaps the bullet should have found its mark. That's not how it works. More importantly, who asked for your opinion? Because he was like, we should enlist her instead of the Gunslinger. He's like, okay, fine. Wait, so now as punishment for acting out and questioning the authority, the wolves go to work on him. And the voice tells him, do your job, fix this, and don't bother me again. All right, boss, no hard feelings, wolves. All right, you got my arm, it's all good. We do what we are told to do, all right? Now give me back my arm, let's figure out the next puzzle. All right, so he cuts Gunslinger Spawn's rope, puts his mask back on and his hat or his symbiote mask on, takes the gun away from her, empties out the bullets, and just looks at Gunslinger Spawn like, all right, it's all on you now. She clicks and she's like, what? Back in present time, because time froze, and in that instant now the gun's empty, but Gunslinger Spawn wastes no time. Decks her in the face and tells her sorry, ties her up, and they ride away. And she's like, where are we? And Gunslinger tells her in this campfire, if you pay attention to what I have to say, I'll let you be on your way. So let me cook this rabbit and we'll feast. I don't understand. My pistol was fully loaded. I guess guardian angels, I guess, says Gunslinger. That's funny. And she's like, I have vowed to kill you for what you did. And Gunslinger Spawn tells her, look, I get that, and like I said, I don't blame you one bit, but if you can listen, I hope you can at least understand what happened from my point of view. She's like, okay, I don't know, what choice do I have then? And he tells her, actually, you have none in the matter. So I regret what happened, but like we were played across the board by one man. There was a massacre that night before. Soldiers slaughtered, cut to shreds, and we were led to believe it was your people. Gunslinger Spawn explains the story. There was a massacre the night before. Soldiers slaughtered, cut to shreds, and we were led to believe it was your people by the man in charge, named Captain Lane. A friend of mine was among the dead. Revenge was on our minds, and as far as I know, you were the only one to escape. I should have known better, but I wasn't thinking straight. I had a bloodlust, and that night, and it changed when I saw you, then I regained my senses. So we returned to cheers and celebration for what we accomplished when we killed off your tribe. They celebrated the rest of the night drinking like there was no tomorrow. I had to get away from them. I couldn't stand their laughter for another second. So Tobias runs away, but he sees this guy just looking at the grave, ready to end his life, and Tobias asks him, are you okay? And all this guy can say is he made me do it. He made me help him murder all those men, our men. And for what? So he can kill more innocents the next day? He forced me. He was gonna tell my secret. Yo, please put the weapon down, sir. Whom are you speaking of? I'm so stupid, and now I'm going to burn in hell for all eternity for what I did. No, says Tobias, it's in the Bible. If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just and will forgive our sins and purify us from all unrighteousness. Hey, that's in the book of John, 1 John chapter 1, verse 9, if he's quoting the Bible here. So the guy tells him he may be able to forgive you, but I just can't live with myself. God can forgive him, but he's not forgiving himself. So walk away, kid. The decision has been made. Then tell me who did it then, says Tobias, and let me help these souls and yours properly be laid to rest. So now the guy ends himself right then and there, and that's it. So Tobias walks away, goes up to his captain, and is ready to shoot him. Tobias, my boy, what are you? And this guy is asleep. Now he wakes up, and Tobias in his monologue says, I had my chance. I couldn't do it. I was scared and did the only thing that felt right to me at that time. I ran away. So the girl's like, but you still murdered my father and brother. Yeah, that's correct. And nothing will ever change that. But someone's coming. This trespasser comes in. You got a good set of ears on your hood, boy. Now toss that gun towards the fire and nobody has to get hurt. State your business, says Gunslinger. And he does toss the gun to the fire. Looking to satisfy my appetite is all. It seems you caught some food and company this fine evening. How do you feel about sharing with a stranger? Okay, take some rabbit to be on your way. What about dessert? She sure smells tasty. You know what? I think I'm gonna help myself to dessert first. You can watch if you like. It won't bother me. And the girl headbutts him, proving that she's very formidable. He goes back into the fire. Gunslinger Spawn takes out his knife, tells the brother, go to hell, and does the deed right there. And this is a really good looking panel right there. So I'm just gonna take a moment to say that this video is sponsored by coffee. So if you'd like to buy your boy a cup of coffee, link in description, or donate to the super thanks. But the greatest compliment you can do is by liking this video and subscribing to RatedComics YouTube channel. But with all that being said, let's get back into the content. So now this guy is burning alive, and the girl says, look, I heard your story. Now do what you promised and untie me. Do you know where the man Lane is now? She asks as Gunslinger Spawn's untying her. He is still with the military. Last I heard, he is stationed in Utah. Why? She decks him in the face just as a professional courtesy, I guess you could call it. So she says, as long as he is alive, we both have a job to finish. It's because Elaine is why my people are dead and you are who you are right now. So Gunslinger Spawn's like, together? Just us two against an entire army? Okay, they get on their horses, and why the hell not? So this guy emerges from the fire, Ghost, disguised as Ghost, or now he is Ghost. He's like, well, that couldn't have gone better. The boss is gonna love this. So now they set Gunslinger Spawn on this journey because he's being obviously manipulated but trialed here too. So yeah, this is awesome, and that is the end of the Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger issue number 7. So what you guys think of this comic book? Comment below, let me know, and also link in description if you wish to add this comic book and or any of our other limited print rated comic exclusives to add to your comic book collection. Support the art, support the industry. With all that being said, thank you again for watching. Till the next upload.